Hello, this is the Jurassic expert here, back with another video reviewing most of the new Savage Strikes because I was being an idiot when I was getting everything, and I forgot the blue. And for the Velociraptor, here it is. I might actually have to split this up into two videos again, but I mean, I did that for the Legacy Collection and that seemed to work out pretty well. So yeah, let's actually take a look at the Raptor. Now, out of this line, this is one of the ones that irritates me the most. I have always had a gripe with this one, just because I know what it replaced. This is a replacement for the original Jurassic Park 3 male Velociraptor, which if any of you are old to the channel, you know that that has been something that I've always been frustrated with, was the fact that they decided to do this over make the original colorings for the Legacy Collection Jurassic Park 3 Velociraptor. Anyway, but I like the sculpt though. I like the sculpt for this. Take a look at paint. You get this nice orange around its snout. Again, that does look actually quite nice. Then you get this nice kind of lightish brown gray patterning going throughout the body. Not throughout the tail, though I kind of wish they did that. But it even goes throughout the stomach and all that. Then we get this cream underbelly paint going from the jaw to about the mid-stomach. I do kind of wish that they continued that throughout the tail. But I do kind of see how that would have conflicted with its little action feature there, where paint probably would have been chipped off. They did paint the inside of the mouth. And there is actually a different paint on the teeth. Doesn't look like that on camera, but in person you can see that there is a slight shade of difference in the teeth paint. So yeah, and they did paint the roof of the mouth, so I congratulate Mattel on that. Not paint the front claws on the arms, so I do kind of wish they did that, but they did beautifully paint the claws on the feet. Now let's actually go into the action features. So what you are supposed to do is you're supposed to kind of make the Velociraptor sit. I have no idea how well this is picking up on camera. And you let go and it jumps up. Usually supposed to jump towards its prey. Let's see if I could actually... Oh. Well, it can tail slap him. There you go. I've never been able to successfully make it pounce on something. So yeah, but you guys get the point. And they did nicely paint the eyes. I forgot to mention that. There is a tiny bit of bleed over, but it is not that noticeable. Only when you look at it really close. So yeah, that's it. I mean, it's on that side, but on this side, they actually did paint a little bit more nicely there. So yeah. Articulation wise, you do get this swivel joint. Not exactly like a ball joint, but you can move the head around full 360, bend the head down that much, the head up that much, the mouth can open that wide and close that much, the arms can go out that much, in that much, I said in that much, okay, and they can bend a full 360. There is no articulation in the legs because they are both in sync on a spring for this to do that little jumping action. Sculpt-wise, it is utilizing mostly the same sculpt as the regular jumping Raptor, which I do personally kind of like. I know a lot of people don't really like it, mainly because of the big feet, but I could see why they needed the big feet, so I'm not really going to hold that over Mattel's head. The quills, again, it's the same sculpt that they would have used for the Jurassic Park 3 male Velociraptor, so I do hope in the future Mattel does go back with this sculpt and make a Jurassic Park 3 Raptor. Also, here is the Jurassic Facts app code for you. So just pause the video and scan that. Velociraptor card. And it does not actually show its quills there, so I do kind of wish that they had that. And there is something different about this Velociraptor versus the original product images, and I am kind of glad that they did this. They actually took off the little bits of red that you still see there. and they actually kind of have it plain. I do kind of like that because those were a little bit misplaced. Didn't really have a sense for needing those. And here is the Velociraptor next to a couple of other Velociraptor cards. Jumping Raptor comparison. Here it is next to Owen for your human comparison, and for your other Jumping Raptor comparison, here it is next to Blue, one of the Legacy Collection Raptors, the random Green Raptor, and I forgot the Lost World Jurassic Park Raptor. Jumping Raptor. I forgot. Whoops. So yeah, there are most of your Jumping Raptors there, and Velociraptor, the Jumping Velociraptor code. So just pause the video and get a nice screenshot of that there. That's good. Okay, so yeah, I actually am back home. It's been a couple of days since I've filmed the previous part of the video. But yeah, I thought that it would be a little bit odd the way how I'd have to cut up the video itself. This is the portion where I have the new Savage Strike Blue. I will try getting through this review as quickly as possible. So, paint, it is very similar to all of the other blues that we have gotten in the past, with the little nice blue stripe running throughout the body, throughout the tail, with the white alongside the blue. Mouth, they did paint nicely on the inside. They did paint the roof of the mouth, which I really like. And they did paint the teeth nicely as well, not too much bleed over. They did paint the claws on this one for the feet, but not the hands. They did not paint the claws on the hands. They did do this nice cream color on the underbelly, except mine cuts off a little bit weird here, but I don't mind it a whole lot. What would have been nice if it continued. Actually, no, I think the paint kind of works like this because we don't really see cream color under Blue's neck and jaw and all that. And I do like this base gray coloring that they have for the entire body, because in the film Blue was mainly gray. And there is a good look at her eye there. So yeah, they did nicely paint the eye. It doesn't look as wonky as some of the other Blue figures. And yeah, before I actually go into the action feature, before I go into the sculpt, I will go over the action features. So you get one button right here, press that, and the claws look like they are slashing. So yeah, that's a neat little feature. Articulation, there is actually articulation in the arm, but I would be wary of that because I am afraid of breaking it. Blue's jaw can open that wide, close that much. There is a hinge joint, so Blue's head could go down that much and up that much, which I would say is a pretty decent motion. The head can move around full 360. The legs this leg cannot go a full 360, could go back that much and forward that much, which is still a pretty decent motion. And these both have a very, very slight hinge in the hips. You do not get a whole lot of motion out of that. That leg can bend forward that much and back that much, very similar to the other one. The arms can both move out that much and in that much. But yeah, I would be very wary of the arm articulation just because it is like with the action feature. So, and I could tell like it's not really meant to move that much. I think they've done better with that type of situation with some of the other figures. But yeah, sculpt-wise, the sculpt is actually quite interesting. It's like it uses a mishmash of multiple different Blue figures. The head actually seems to be like the bow damage, where the neck belongs to the Savage Strike or the Jumping Velociraptor Blue. So yeah, that is quite interesting that they decided to do that. The legs actually seem to be taken from the attack pack, but they did paint the claws, so that's interesting. The main body actually seems to be mostly kind of replicated from the Savage Strike figure, with slight modifications in how the curves are and to fit the action feature and all that. The tail is new. That is actually a new piece. And I do like that they made it longer in comparison to the body. I do really like that sculpt for this new blue. Some people, at first I was quite skeptical of it, but now it's growing on me. I actually kind of like it now. So yeah, here is the code for the Jurassic Facts app. See if I can focus in on it there. There you go, just screenshot that. Here is a look at Blue's card, which as always does look really nice. And there's the stats, nothing new going on with the back. Here is Blue's card next to a couple of other Raptor cards that I have gotten so far. And here is Blue's card next to a couple of other cards from the wave. So yeah, I really do like these cards. I know some people like them, some people hate them, some people are mixed. I don't know, I like the design, I like the artwork on it. So yeah. And finally here is the slashing blue code. Okay, back to the video. Okay, the way, let's go over comparisons. So for your human comparison, here is Blue next to Owen. Blue actually kind of looks short, but she is like crouching in a kind of more pouncing position, so more understandable for that. And for your regular attack pack Velociraptor comparison, here is next to your average attack pack Blue. So yeah. And for your Blue comparison, here is Blue next to the attack pack Blue, the battle damage Blue, and the jumping Velociraptor Blue. So you can see some parts of these were reused. Like the head, you could kind of see here, matches more so with the battle damage figure. The legs, if I could show you here, are the same sculpt as the attack pack. And the tail is actually new with its sculpt. I did actually compare it with the other Raptors. The body does look similar, but it is a little bit wider just because they needed to fit in all the action features. And yeah. Yeah, actually, no, the arms are new. The arms are new. They're actually more outstretched. They kind of look similar to the battle damage Blue's right arm. And here is Blue next to all of her other wave counterparts. So overall, I do kind of like this wave. It's not my most anticipated wave of the 2019 line. Two that I would suggest if you are more so of a completionist, but more so just you want new sculpts, I would definitely suggest getting those two and the blue. Probably, if I were to rank these based off of all of them, it would be probably the blue, the Dilophosaurus, the Jumping Raptor, and then the Pachyderm. So, make sure, as always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get notified whenever I put up videos like this one. And, as always, dinosaurs might be older than you, but you are never too old for dinosaurs. Bye-bye.